Thank you, Ari. Nice.
Thank you.
I like that. Sweet, contemplative. Well, guess what? The door is wide open there. People can just start streaming in any moment now. So hang on to your seats. Good morning, everyone. It's 11 o'clock in Salem, Oregon, and we're full of happy people here this morning. So welcome to Woodland Chapel. We call this Salem's first and foremost center that was designed for spiritual living. Yeah. So some will come here on Sunday mornings. They tell me that they're looking for a place they can trust. They're looking for a place that they can feel at home. I like that. And they want to hear a message from a minister who they feel has their best interests at heart. Yeah. Reverend Julie will be speaking this morning. She'll be speaking next Sunday, too, so you want to be here. This is a kind of a combination thing she has in mind. It's going to be great.
They call it a two-part series?
Two-part. Well, it might even be 3 parts. Yeah. 3 parts, harmony. Yeah, okay. But she and Reverend Moore and I, we've talked about this. We don't want you to feel that we're just talking at you. No. We want you to feel that we're talking with you. We're talking to you. But we're talking through our hearts. You know, we put some energy and some time and some thought, and we discuss these things that we're supposed to talk about on Sunday. You know, we get these things that are called suggestions about the topic, what it's to be, like the one Reverend Julie has this morning. But we like to kind of put our flavor into it. And you'll see this morning when Reverend Julie talks to you how much flavor she puts into her messages. It's really great. Hey, is anyone visiting us for the very first time? Anybody here for the very, very, very first time? Oh, this guy right here. He always does that every Sunday. It's because every Sunday's fresh to him. So, okay. Hi, Caitlin. Nice seeing you again. You bring a friend? I was going to ask if anybody. Very well. Well, welcome back. We hope you like what you're going to hear here this morning. And you know, we have 3 ministers who are here to serve you and 5 heart-centered practitioners. Yes, 5. Think of how the energy, the power, the presence, the spiritual power that is in that. Anytime that you wish someone to confirm for you anything or talk about anything or to pray about anything, we just want you to know that this love and compassion is alive here at Woodland Chapel. And one is still hanging around. We'll count on her. She comes back and forth, yes. So welcome, and hope you find a spiritual experience here this morning. Before we get into some singing and music, there's some important announcements that we have to look at here. Let me do this. Well, next week, we talked about this already. Reverend Julie's going to be doing a topic that will be carried over. It's called Perfectly Imperfect Passions. Sounds good to me. Guess what today is? Potluck. Yes, Potluck Sunday. So we got some good stuff going on downstairs. You want to catch that. Our next Soup for the Soul fundraiser, though, that's a fun one. If you caught that before, you know that's a good spot. That's a good place to go. $3 gets you, some really good chow. Nice bread, nice soup. And the soups are homemade, and they're always, I don't think I've tasted any of them I wouldn't want to take home with me. Yeah. But they usually get all taken, so that's fine. Now, sharing our time, talent, and treasure. You know, we call these gifts to our center, and it takes many forms. You know, we have people who they do give of their heart from their pocketbook and help support us financially. We appreciate that so much. But you know, giving through service is another way that people can give. And if you feel called to give a gift of service, any of you, contact a member of the ministry team. That's, you know, me. Contact anybody who you know that knows something about it. And most of us do around here if we've been around. We need someone. By the way, I last Sunday asked somebody to help water out in the garden area. Wow. We had Shonda, who was doing some watering, and Caitlin doing some watering, and I was doing more watering. the flowers are getting ready because we're going to have an outdoor service here coming up the last Sunday. You want to tell people about that. This is going to be fun. We're going to have some good times there. Good music because just everything is going to be great. Now what is this here? I'm reading this. The hospitality on the fifth Sunday. We still need to work on that. Cheryl, she's not here. Oh, there she is. Yeah, we need someone to help out with that. Okay, very good. On the fifth Sunday, we have that every once in a while. Julie says we have it every fourth Sunday or something. It's fifth Sunday, right, Julie? Yeah, fifth Sunday, and it's okay. Okay, Kathy's part of that, so she's a great partner to have. She'll tell you where to go, where to stand, how to do it. Nothing left unsaid. Okay, so we'll go from there. Now, I think that's it for announcements. Anybody got anything else you want to announce before we get on to some singing and music? Okay, let's sing and let's have some music.
All right, stand if you are inclined or able and willing. We're going to sing one that has been around for a while. A wonderful song, timeless song. What a Wonderful World. I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Oh, yeah.
Yay. Thank you all.
Good morning. I'm Ruth Tenike, and I am a practitioner at the church here. And I would like you to come together in what we always have called prayer. So it's a kind of a time to settle down, take a deep breath, maybe close your eyes, or not. But come within yourself, open your heart, open your mind. God is all there is, and all there is God. You are God, God is you. I know that this morning, whatever is spoken in love. Whatever is learned for the good of all. And I know that those who are here are joyful and enjoying life and know that there is peace, love, joy. I am grateful that I am part of this. And I release these words into the law of love. And the law of love always says yes. Maybe not exactly where and how we thought of it, but the best way for all. The law of love says yes. And if you'll join me in saying, and so it is. And now, in your bulletin, program, whatever you choose to call it, there is an affirmation, and this light is not going to work. And if you will say it with me, today I pause to reflect on the passion and love that flows through me. I embrace each moment, each opportunity, with the intention to be open and vulnerable, expressing and manifesting for the highest good of all. I remember that each of us is God expressing, and so it is.
Now we have an inspirational reading. John. We love to hear this guy read, don't we? Yeah, thank you.
Good morning. I'm going to take the liberty today of adding a little to the beginning of the reading in the form of a stanza from Leonard Cohen's song, Anthem. And it goes like this. Ring the bell that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. The birds that sing at break of day, they start again. I seem to hear them say, do not be concerned with what has passed away or what is yet to come. Ring the bell that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. And Ernest Holmes tells us, each of us is created as an individual, and as such, we have the power of choice. Holmes reminds us that there is no reason we should stop accepting more good. Our life is limitless. However, nothing happens by accident. We need to do our spiritual work, or else we could wind up living someone else's dream. As Lily Tomlin once said, I always wanted to be somebody. Now I see I should have been more specific. Behind the humor is a great truth. The more comfortable we are in our own skin, the more likely we will be able to live up to our own dream. Stephen Covey tells us of being on a subway when a man enters with several rowdy children. After a few minutes, someone steps forward and asks the man if he can control his children. The man replies, I am so sorry. They just came from the hospital where their mother died. I guess none of us knows how to handle it. Instantly, the first fellow's irritation vanished. He saw things differently because he thought differently. And because he felt differently, he behaved differently. We change when we see things differently. In the book, Tuesdays with Maury, Maury is dying from ALS. Author Mitch Albom asked Maury what he would do if he had 24 healthy hours. His response is exercise, go for a swim, have lunch with friends, go for a walk in my garden, have lunch with friends, see the colors of trees. He would do things most of us do every day but take for granted. The message here is don't put off what you love. Tomorrow isn't promised to us. Remember, it's not too late to begin. And our bonus affirmation today is, today I know I am the master of my life. I have the ability to live my dream, and I'm willing to do the work. I commit to doing my spiritual work and know as I do, I will find peace and joy.
Thank you, John. And now, Ari, and some good music.
Well, when Rev Julie sent me the topic of this Sunday, this song came into my mind immediately. It's called Soar, like a bird soars. And I wrote it, 6 years ago now. And it was at a time in my life where I was awakening to my passions yet again and starting to write music again after a long time. And so it just felt right to share this with you today. This is called Soar. As leaves are falling from the trees, I let the fear fall far from me. I wonder if those trees ever feel pain. When one door closes, people say a new one opens right away. It's up to us to keep an open heart. Take the lead. I don't know where I'm landing, but I'll land on my 2 feet. Now I'm ready to soar. I'll keep an open heart to find my open door. For years, expanded and grew beyond my fears. I embraced the change in my reality. And everything I ever need is waiting deep inside of me. So here I am, I'm ready for the call. I'm gonna take the leap. I don't know where I'm landing, but I'll land on my 2 feet. Now I'm ready to soar. I'll keep an open heart to find that open door. I'm gonna take the don't know where I'm landing, but I'll land on my 2 feet. Now I'm ready to soar. I'll keep an open heart to find that open door. I'll keep an open heart to find that open door. Oh, I'll keep an open heart to find that open door. Thank you.
Wow, that was lovely, Ari. Love your sweet voice. And so, wow. So we're exploring passion and purpose this month, and I love this topic. So one of the most frequent questions I would get in ministry as a minister was, what is my purpose? How do I know my purpose? Why am I here? And you don't have to be in any tradition. It's people say, why am I here? Why am I here on purpose or planet Earth? And we think that when we talk about purpose, and I think most people coming in, it's tied to a job or something that we're doing here, and which is reasonable, but that's not the very core reason why we are here. That's important, but it's not the core reason why I was here. So let's explore for a moment before we move into passion, because I think it's really interesting what we find about in different scriptures about the purpose of why we're here. Scriptures of people who have studied for thousands of years and have come to this enlightened inspiration about why we are here, what is our purpose. And first and foremost, I think we're on a journey on planet Earth. We're here to learn how to be more human and divine, and to grow in wisdom and to grow in love. To leave an energy field behind us that is positive. I think each one of us has this energy field around us, and it's an eternal energy field. And what are we leaving on planet Earth that uplifts the consciousness? When we talk about a collective consciousness, I think it was Jung that came up with that term, but it's as we are a wholeness, our individual consciousness have an impact on this whole. And as we transform the world. And of course, we want to experience our own transformation because life works better as our consciousness expands. And the thing is, it sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? I got to be better, I got to do this, I got to love more, I got to be wiser. We don't have to do any of that. See, the wonderful thing is, we are already that. What we have to do is drop something and let it go. To drop something. So it's not about all this work, it's about letting be what already is. Does that make sense to you? I mean, it makes sense when we understand that we aren't flawed. We didn't come in flawed in original sin. I know that, and I'm not criticizing that interpretation, because sometimes it is hard to understand why we humans behave the way that we do. And that's just one explanation. But the explanation we have here at Centers for Spiritual Living is that we have possibly forgot who we are. And it's all about remembering, isn't it? All about remembering who we are. Ernest Holmes said, "I believe the ultimate goal of life is complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all." I sometimes feel like we're in a school, and the curriculum is long and broad, and each lifetime or each experience, however you believe in that, is like a class. And I'm like, how am I going to do in that class? You know, I have to admit, often in school I opted for socializing over the class. So, you know, some of us have to come back and rework stuff. But that's okay. That's okay. So the Buddhists seek enlightenment. That is the core bottom that they have learned, that it is about enlightenment. What is enlightenment? It's not about discovering God, it's about coming to know enlightenment. And the release of suffering in all forms being the ultimate goal, first in yourself and then in your neighbor. And Paramahansa Yogananda, who I quote a lot because I really love him a lot. I have to, can I digress? I do that, I'm sorry. Many, many years ago, I sold real estate, and I absolutely loved it when all our kids were in college, and there was extra money needed, and I happened to love doing that. But I was showing this one beautiful home, and this person was so willing to give these terms that these artists who cannot get loans really needed. Perfect, perfect, perfect. They walked in, and they saw a picture of an Indian guru, and they just could not have the house. So isn't it funny how we translate things? How we form, thank you, John, about we form opinions about things. And our opinions sometimes really impact our life, that because of those, we let pass a whole lot of good things in our life. A lot of good things in our life. I mean, that's just a story for them. I mean, I could pound my head on the wall about that. But how often do we do that? We have this idea, and it affects us, and we make decisions based on it. And so this idea of enlightenment and awakening is to become aware and to wise and to see broader, to see bigger. Paramahansa said, this show has a purpose, that you learn how to play the various parts of the life movie without identifying with yourself with the role. Does that make sense? I am more than this. I am more than even what I do. I am more than my job. I am more than how I identify myself. I am more than. Think about this. This is really profound, because we can get stuck in an idea of who we are based on our role, no matter how wonderful that is, based on what we do, what we think about ourselves, what we think about something else. But it is not who we are. And the journey, I believe, here on life is awakening out of that. Realizing, yes, I have this to do, and this is my purpose here, and this is my role, but I am more than that. And when I access that more than that, I have accessed the eternal power. I have let go of those limited identities that I have accepted about myself. What do you say about yourself when you get up in the morning? What do you say about yourself when you make a mistake, or when you do something really wonderful? What do you say about yourself? I'm really good, I'm really stupid, I am. How often do we put that I am statement there? And the whole idea, I believe, on planet Earth is when we do that, you guys, even if it's a positive thing, we bump up against limitation. We bump up against limitation, and bumping up against that limitation, particularly if it's a two before across our head, is part of what we are here to do, to wake up. This is not who you are. You are more than that, and you want to access something wonderful. Let go of all the identities that are not true. And just rest in that it is more than, and I am more than. And I let go and let that flow into me. Paramahansa says, this should be your attitude no matter what your experiences are. Enjoy them in an objective way as you would a movie. We come here on earth for the sole purpose of learning to break the cords that bind our soul. Disease, failure, negation, greed, jealousy. Break these bonds now. These are a cocoon of your bad habits, he said. You must be free to spread its wings to these beautiful divine qualities. And what happens in a butterfly, in a cocoon, if you've ever watched, this larva that is hatched, then wraps itself in limitation, what looks like limitation. It wraps itself and it breaks down. It literally breaks down. It's so amazing. It's like, oh my God, everything in life is just so amazing. And if you don't think it's amazing, think about a caterpillar. And everything about that breaks down inside that cocoon and reforms. But it's that breaking down of the identity of what it was. And then it flies into this beautiful, beautiful creature. And what else that beautiful creature does is, I've noticed among all my flowers, it lights on them and pollinates and spread its goodness and beauty everywhere. I think that's what we're about. So this next 3 weeks, and I'm doing a 3-part here on purpose and passion. And so I'm going to look at how does passion play into that, and what part does it play? And passion is that which makes us feel alive, doesn't it? So what I was talking about is our ultimate goal, I think, on planet Earth. And when we focus on that, it informs everything else we do. But now we are on planet Earth. So what is planet Earth? There's a lot of doingness on planet Earth, isn't there? And passion, to be passionate about something, creates this energy field. And to follow your passion is to find joy. It's a path of co-creativity with the divine. If you're feeling passionate about something, I think that is a divine flow. And passion inspires us. I think each one of us has a pattern. The whole universe is a pattern. When you start looking in studies and science and everything's got this pattern. And I think there's a pattern within us. And we're meant to express that pattern out into the world. I love to garden, and I love to plant my, particularly flowers, even though my family thinks I should do more vegetables, but, you know. Does anybody here want a zucchini, by the way? Seriously, see me afterwards. My son said, "Why did you plant 5 plants? Didn't you learn last year?" So anyway, yeah, I had to give it away. But within these little seeds is a pattern. It's the DNA. It's our pattern. And when it is nourished and loved, and it creates this amazing expression. And that's not just true for plants. Within each one of us is this pattern that is meant to be expressed. And I've been watching my son, and he's a very good writer. And he's gone through what's the point phase. And he's gone through it's not practical phase. And he's gone through who cares phase. And yet it draws him back. And right now he's just fully engaged, and I see how alive he is. And he has this writing project that I have thought for a long time was a very really great project. Made a lot of sense to me. And so I watch when he's in that place, his whole life is alighted, and he really has something good to write, something good to share. But besides that, the whole process of creativity and bringing forth what it is his to do. He has to do a lot of work. Just, sometimes we work because we have to earn money and we have to do all that. And maybe that is or isn't our passion. But when we're in our passion, what a difference writing a song, you know? I mean, look, had she not stepped out and written that song, I mean, we would have had less. So he still struggles with this idea, is it a waste of time? You know, these creative things, it's just a waste of time. I'm trying to start this, but I know it's not going to work, and it's just a waste of time. So, but it's not. Einstein said this, and we have to trust Einstein. He was pretty smart. That imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. To take that passion that emerges in our imagination and really embrace it. And it can be really, I was watching a documentary or something on Chris Christopherson. And he's like super successful. He went to a top-notch college. He was a Rhodes Scholar, went to Oxford, joined the military because his whole family, his ancestors were military people. He ended up being a captain in the military, very successful. Everything he did, like gold. So he decides he wants to quit and write songs. You know, if you're a parent, some parents would be like, what? You want to quit and write songs. Okay. So that didn't work very well because they were very proud of all of his achievements when he did what the family direction was. But he dropped out, and he was giving this interview, and he said this. His mother was less than thrilled. This is just awful. She said that he was an embarrassment to the family, and she had moments of pride about him when he got his Rhodes Scholarship and whatnot. But he'll never measure up in this. He's a tremendous disappointment. And she just cut off all contact. So he goes on to be this super successful songwriter. They wrote these he's a poet that wrote these amazing songs. Made more money, I guess, if that was important to her than he could have made doing anything else he was doing. And he did a lot of grunt work after he gave up the military and went to Nashville, where there's a lot of people wanting to have their songs published. Just did a lot of all the work he could get his hands on until Johnny Cash recorded one of his songs. And that was that. But I like biographies because they inspire me, because you can't read a biography without reading that they have gone through different things. And how did they overcome that? I finally got a Steve Jobs biography. And what I didn't know is he went to Reed College up in Portland. But he decided it was boring, he wasn't inspired, and he didn't care for it, and it was costing his parents a lot of money, so he just quit. And he kind of hung around. But the rest is history, isn't it? He just couldn't do anything but his passion. I mean, there's some people that are like that. You'd rather starve than not live your passion. So, the rest is history about that. He said the most important advice he could get is do what you love. Now, we may not become Steve Jobs. We may not become in that may not be ours to do. But doing what we love, the studies show that when we are passionate about things, even outside of our work, that there's a stress reduction and this higher energy and increased level of creativity. And it may even boost, now these are studies I was reading about, boost our work, our engagement, and our retention, show that people accrued greater benefits with their professional passions and their actual work was different when they were if their work wasn't such a big passion, if you're doing something outside that's passionate. My daughter, one of my daughters, we have a fourplex in Portland, and she lives there, and it's got a big yard, and she's a gardener, and she has created this magical kingdom. It's so beautiful and amazing. And I have the most amazing people who live there. And one of the gals said to me the other day, she says, I feel so lucky to be here. Every time I walk in here, it's like a magical kingdom, and I just feel so good and so blessed. I have people that when they leave and come back to town call me and say, can I come back? Do you have a place for me? Because, see, in her passion creating this, she has also created something wonderful for other people to enjoy. I always wanted to be Johnny Appleseed, go along and planting things that you may not see the outcome, but somebody will. And we're enjoying the outcome of somebody else's planting. And I do like to garden. I can sit on the ground and pull weeds by the hour. It's just like very zen for me. Don't know what to do with all the vegetables, so sign up downstairs. But it's just the planting and the growing and the being in this place nourishes and feeds me. And you guys, I'm going to say, and maybe I'll share this with you because maybe you get in the same pickle as I do. Even this morning, I was saying to myself, okay, Julie, see, I got up early and I had to go do my chores and feed the horses and the chickens and all that before I came to church this morning. And but in the process of doing that, which was fine, I loved it, but I said, now, Julie, you have got to take 2 days off this week and only do what you want to do. It can be gardening, it can be sewing, it can be reading, it can be writing, you can clean the kitchen. It's just something that you want to do. I have to tell myself that. Despite the fact that I know that it is so important and so healthy. Do any of you have that problem? Am I the only one that you get so busy doing that there is no time to be, in that quiet moment that you're nourishing yourself, that you're doing whatever it is that you love to do? Because in that quiet, if you read a lot of stories about people who have inspirational moments, who have created symphonies, who Einstein himself in a moment of reverie, spirit, they received this inspiration. In the moment of quiet and reverie, they received this inspiration. You can read a lot of these stories, and it is amazing how a lot of our inventions came to someone, and I would tell you more, except I'll get the names all wrong, so we'll do that another day. It came to them in a flash, in moments of reverie, not moments of doing. So it is so important, guys, to do something you love, something you are passionate about. And if it's your work, wonderful. If it is not your work, find something. It's really, really important. Whatever is trying to come through and to you needs that quiet place, that place of passion, so that it can fully inform you and inform me. So the question is, what is it that you love that you haven't been doing? Am I the only one? Is it something you love that you haven't been doing? And so this week, as we do 3 weeks, a 3-week series on these ideas, going to look at purpose again next week. Think about that this week, and perhaps let that be homework, taking a day or a whole day or two. Did I see someone grimace? Can you do it? 2 days and do only what you want to do. Only what you want to do. And tell me next week how that worked for you. Namaste.
That sounds really hard. Sounds like a challenge I'm up for, though. Okay, this next song I did not write. It's called Shooting Star by a person who goes by the band Owl City. Close your tired eyes, relax, and then all these heavy thoughts, and open them. All these heavy thoughts will try to weigh you down, but not this time. Way up in the air, you're finally free, and you can stay right there, right next to me. All this gravity will try to pull you down, but not this time. When the sun goes down and the lights burn out, then it's time for you to shine, brighter than a shooting star. So shine no matter where you are. Fill the darkest night with a brilliant light, 'cause it's time for you to shine, brighter than a shooting star. So shine no matter where you are tonight. Whoa, 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 brighter than a shooting star. So shine no matter where you are tonight. Gaze into my eyes when the fire starts. Fan the flame so high that melts our hearts. Oh, the pouring rain will try to put it out, but not this time. Let your colors burn and brightly burst into a million sparks that all disperse and illuminate a world that'll try to bring you down, but not this time. When the sun goes down and the lights burn out, then it's time for you to shine, brighter than a shooting star. So shine no matter where you are. Fill the darkest nights with its brilliant light, 'cause it's time for you to shine, brighter than a shooting star. So shine no matter where you are tonight. Whoa, 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 brighter than a shooting star. Shine no matter where you are. Whoa, brighter than a shooting star. Shine no matter where you are tonight. Thank you.
That was great, wasn't it? Thank you. What a message, too, Julie. Thank you. Reverend Julie. Who doesn't love Reverend Julie? Anybody here? No? No hands raised? Oh, and Ari, you're just a sweetheart.
Thank you.
We just love your voice. Yeah. Want to give us another song?
I would love to.
We're
How
going
about
to.
how about an offertory song?
Yes, that'll be good. Okay. If this is our time we do this. This is our time we get a chance to show our appreciation for coming here, being here, and having all this wonderful experience. So in your program, there is an affirmation. Oh, microphone, because it can't record, you see. Okay, here we are right now. Okay. In your program, there is an affirmation. Divine love. So let's start it out. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
I am grateful. I am grateful for abundance in my life. I am grateful. I am grateful for abundance in my life. I am grateful. I am grateful for abundance in my life. I am grateful. I am grateful for abundance in my life.
Oh, yes. Julie, you're going to give us a little prayer over this. Wonderful, wonderful with the microphone, of course.
Yes. So I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful that we are here today. I'm grateful we come together in community. I am grateful for this support and support in all ways as we support each other. We experience our joy together and we share our gifts today. So thank you, God. Thank you, everyone who are here today. And so it is. And so let us stand. Our prayer protection. It's in your bulletin. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So let us join hands for our peace song.
Oh, she's going around the other way.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment